Imagine this. You have an important exam in 3 days, or maybe a big presentation at work. You sit down to study, but after an hour, nothing seems to stick. You reread the same paragraph over and over, yet when you try to recall it, your mind goes blank. Sound familiar? Now what if I told you that learning doesn't have to be this hard? What if you could absorb information faster, remember it longer, and apply it effortlessly? Sounds too good to be true. Well, keep listening, because by the end of this video, you'll have practical tools to do just that. Most people were never taught how to learn. Think about it. Schools teach you math, science, and history, but they never teach you how to effectively absorb information. We cram for tests, highlight textbooks, and reread notes, but none of these are the best ways to learn. Here's an interesting fact. Studies show that students who reread material perform worse than those who actively engage with it. In other words, passive learning doesn't work. You need to interact with the information in a smarter way. So what's the secret? Let's explore the powerful techniques that can help you learn 10 times faster. Number 1. The Feynman technique, learning like a genius. Have you ever tried explaining something to a 5-year-old? If you have, you know how hard it is to simplify complex ideas. And that's exactly what Nobel Prize-winning physicist Richard Feynman suggested. The Feynman technique is simple yet powerful. Pick a topic you want to learn. Explain it in simple terms as if you were teaching a child. Identify gaps in your knowledge where you struggle to explain. Go back and refine your understanding. Repeat until you can explain it effortlessly. Why does this work? When you try to explain something in simple terms, it forces you to identify gaps in your understanding. This helps you focus on areas where you need to improve. Instead of passively reading and assuming you understand, you're testing yourself in real time. Real-life example. Let's say you're trying to learn about compound interest in finance. Instead of memorizing formulas, try explaining it like this. Imagine you have a small snowball and you start rolling it down a hill. As it moves, it picks up more snow and grows bigger. The longer it rolls, the faster it grows. That's compound interest, your money earning interest, which then earns even more interest over time. See? Simple explanations force deeper understanding. Try this with any subject you're learning. How to practice the Feynman technique. Daily, write down what you just learned in a notebook. Explain it to an imaginary student or a real one. Notice where you hesitate or struggle. Go back, fill those gaps, and refine your explanation. Repeat the process until you can teach it effortlessly. The best part? You can use this for anything: math, business strategies, coding, or even sports techniques. Number 2. The power of active recall, learning like top students. Think about this. When do you remember something best? Is it when you reread a textbook, or when you actively try to recall it without looking? Science says it's the latter. This is called active recall, and it's one of the most effective learning techniques. Why does active recall work? When you retrieve information from memory, you strengthen neural pathways. It's like going to the gym. The more you use a muscle, the stronger it gets. Similarly, the more you test yourself, the better your memory becomes. How to use it. Instead of rereading, close your book and try to remember key points. Use flashcards with questions on one side and answers on the other. Teach someone else what you just learned. Example, if you're learning a new language, instead of reading vocabulary lists, test yourself. What's the Spanish word for apple? If you struggle, check the answer. Over time, your brain strengthens the memory. Number 3. The spaced repetition method, beat forgetting forever. Did you know that within 24 hours, you forget almost 50% of what you learned? This is called the forgetting curve, but don't worry, there's a fix: spaced repetition. Why spaced repetition works? Each time you review information at increasing intervals, your brain gets the signal that this knowledge is important. The more you space out your reviews, the stronger the memory becomes. How to implement it. Review new material within 24 hours. Review it again after 3 days. Review it after a week. Review it monthly. Number 4. The Pomodoro technique, study smarter, not longer. Most people assume that studying longer means learning better. Wrong. The Pomodoro technique helps you focus without burning out. Here's how it works. Work for 25 minutes. 1 Pomodoro. Take a 5-minute break. Repeat 4 times, then take a longer break. Why does this work? Because our brain learns best in short, focused bursts. Long study sessions lead to mental fatigue, while short bursts keep your mind fresh and focused. Number 5. The Mind Palace. Memorize like Sherlock Holmes. Have you ever wondered how some people remember vast amounts of information? They use the Mind Palace technique, also known as the method of Lochai. How it works: visualize a familiar place, your home, for example. Place pieces of information in different rooms. Walk through your Mind Palace to recall them. Example: say you need to remember a grocery list: eggs, milk, bread, and apples. Picture eggs cracking on your doorstep. See a carton of milk spilling in your living room. Imagine bread covering your kitchen counter. Envision apples rolling down your stairs. This visual technique tricks your brain into memorizing faster. Final thoughts: master learning, master life learning. Faster isn't about working harder, it's about working smarter. Use these techniques to master any subject in record time. Feynman technique: teach it to learn it. Active recall: test yourself, don't reread. Spaced repetition: review at the right intervals. Pomodoro technique: study smarter, not longer. Mind Palace: use visuals to memorize easily. Try them out and see the difference. And remember, learning isn't about intelligence, it's about strategy.